All right, gang, we have completed the December 19th turn. And so wonderful is the German fuel shortage thing. Now, I just removed them because we're going to be starting the next turn and we'll be re-rolling again. Once again, I didn't have any night move, but I got the picture now on what to do with that, and I'm going to see if I can't work that in. All right, so just an overall look here. The tip of the pocket's still about the same place. Germans did make a little headway. Now over here, what was that? What do we got? Lear? Yeah, Lear has broken out over here and tried to cut off some of these units. And 9th SSS is rolling in to support them. They just came on. This artillery stuff for the Germans, boy, that rule stinks. 2nd SS is rolled in down here. Thought maybe we'd try to bust up this right side, help these infantry troops out down here. See how that goes. Starting to clean up the cut off Allied units. God, that surrender, it's so tough to get them to completely surrender. And having a heck of a time trying to get them surrounded. Every time I get something there and attack them, they run away. So I'm going to have to work out another plan for that. I need to get them completely cut off. All right, not much ground over here. Was it 9th Armored and 4th Infantry? They're holding their ground over here. Can't seem to, maybe might push them back a hex, or they just might retreat, and they're just going to retreat into a stronger position here shortly. So, I got to get some troops in here for the Germans because, well, I don't know. I don't think the Americans have enough yet to try to push through here. But they're definitely holding their ground there. So I'm going to have to make some adjustments to screen off this left side. I'm going to try to package up a whole bunch of armored units and try to punch a hole through up here. But you can see 80 seconds here. And they're just as potent as they can be. So defensively, probably not going to do much attacking unless they can get some low defense units over there or catch some that are reduced. But it looks like they've got a pretty staunch setup right there in front of Bastogne. And the Germans actually have taken Houffalize, but you can see the Americans counterattacked there and drove this unit all the way back. No, they drove this unit back, and they got bonus movement. So they went around and probably will cut off that 2nd Panzer unit that's in there. We'll see. The Germans get to go first, so we'll see. Maybe they can fight their way out. This is probably going to be the key point right here on the next turn. Just to the west, north of Houffalize, into that pocket. And we'll see if the Germans can't break out and get running there. Of course, the Americans start to get more and more reinforcements now as the game goes on. So, I don't know. Right now, if you ask me, can they make it to the Meuse? I can't possibly see it. Then again, I've never played a Bulge game where they could. So... like I said, the Americans are starting to build. If you're playing this thing to another game, you need a rule that you need to keep in mind, and I didn't think about it earlier, probably should have said something, is units in an attack. If you have units from more than 2 parent divisions, only 2 of those divisions can attack. So if you had 4 different stacks of units surrounding an enemy and you're going to attack, and all 4 of those stacks were from different divisions, only 2 of those stacks, 2 divisions, would be able to attack. Independent units, whatever unit they're stacked with, if it's a division, then they're considered part of that division. If it's nothing but independent units, then they are considered a division on their own. So just remember that. You can only attack with 2 parent units in an attack. Artillery on defense, you can use 1 or 2 if they're in range. And then you roll a dice on the defensive artillery table. Depending on how many you've got, how many you're using, you get a plus or a minus. You get a minus if you're using 2. And then that's the shifts you get when you do that. Okay? All right, let's see. Let's check the reinforcement chart so you can see how this stands. I forgot to move my 101st Airborne units on. I'll do that here in a second. So we're getting ready to start the December 20th turn, getting close to Christmas. And not a whole bunch comes on, but then Germans get some serious armor units. I got to check on those blue tagged ones because I think that's an optional. Yeah, I think it's an optional or a die roll. And then, like I say, the Americans just start getting out a bunch of stuff, and then eventually the British come out. The British, though, they don't, they can't come across the Meuse River, so they're going to defend all along the river here. So, which means they'll just sit there and be dug in by the time, if the Germans should get there, which right now I can't see how they're going to do it. If y'all want to get a glimpse of how a recent version of this just ended, it's the same as I'm playing the first version, just like Nathan, the wise guy, did. He just did his review, I think, today or yesterday. He finished up his game. Really good playthrough. So check that out. Give Nathan a thumbs up on that. He's very, very one of the more efficient ones at reviewing a game and playing a game with details. All right, so there's how we stand. Really not much up there in the Bastogne area, but over here to the west, guys are starting to, or over here to the north of Houffalize, there's a gap there. The Germans are going to try to exploit that. See, that's where I really would have needed to have a night move set up. It'd been nice if 9th SS Panzer had already been sitting there, because then they could have executed the night move. And the key to the night move is you get a night move, then the Germans are second in the night move phase, and then they're first in the regular AM and PM phases, so they get back-to-back turns, so to speak. Okay, so keep that in mind. It's very useful. I just have not done it but once. So, all right, there's your front line. Americans are holding. They get a few breakouts, but they seem to recover very well. Like I say, it doesn't seem to me that there's a whole lot of step loss stuff in the combat, but you got to get stuff surrounded or get lucky and roll ones and get D1s. All right, let's get this thing posted up. This is, like I say, the end of the December 19th turn, Ardennes 44. This is the first edition, GMT from like 2003, I believe. All right, if you don't got it, so far it's fun. If you got it laying around, get it out and play it. It's a perfect time to be playing it during Bulge season. All right, talk to y'all soon.